Welcome back, and here we go. Your business news now. Mike Eppel, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. You have a busy day ahead. Busy day. Let's plan it all out. What's on tap, Mike?
Well, this is the day that investors have been fearing, hoping for, dreading, whatever you want to say, because today for, well, homeowners, we're going to get a clearer focus, I think, today on what the interest rate trends are going to be here for the next several months, Melanie, because the U.S. Federal Reserve, well, seen by some as the most powerful central bank out there, is going to be raising interest rates by the most since 1994, by the looks of things. 0.75% interest rate increase is expected. And this is all, again, in the fight against inflation where, you know, they kept interest rates so low, and now the pendulum is swinging back wildly because a lot of people actually think that the central banks are behind where they should be for where interest rates should be, where inflation is way up here and interest rates are still down much below that. So we'll hear from the central bank this afternoon, and it's going to kind of lay the benchmark for the Bank of Canada, for example, on what we can expect for interest rates here. A lot of talk that next month, our central bank will also be raising interest rates by another 0.75%, which would be the fourth rate hike this year. We went one by 25, 250s, and maybe a 75. So, I mean, this is going to be a very new environment for the housing market, for people with debt. Borrowing costs are going up substantially, and it's going to lead to a reset here and a rethink about how much consumers have to spend going forward, and whether or not they start pulling back and tip everything down to an economic slowdown next year.
No doubt. Okay, let's talk about the collapse continuing a la Bitcoin.
Yeah, this market has been an absolute disaster of late. Bitcoin this morning is barely above $20,000 U.S. It has dropped from a record of $68,000 last November. What did that correspond with? Oh, when tech stocks were at record highs. So, you know, the talk about cryptocurrencies being somehow immune to global market pressures, they're basically no different than anything else, really, when it comes down to it. They track money flows. It's about fear and greed, supply and demand, and all sorts of other factors that in play. And Bitcoin has been down 9 days in a row. It is down another, I think, let's see here, just looking off screen, 8% this morning. Another one, Ethereum is down 14%. So it's troubled times here for the cryptocurrency markets, and whether or not the past pattern has been it drops substantially and then it sees another bounce. So that's what some of the true believers are hoping for. But a lot of people are right now maybe underwater a little bit when it comes to what they paid for Bitcoin to what their current price is. So do you have margin calls and a spillover effect elsewhere? That's one of the concerns that we're looking at today.
Mike, if you are Elon Musk and you are holding a town hall with Twitter employees, what do you say? That's actually an excellent question, because Elon Musk has not been one for holding back on hyperbole sometimes and bold statements, but he's going to have a town hall meeting with Twitter employees, ostensibly, and so this will be the first talk after he made that massive takeover bid for the company. And then it went back and forth about the pricing and all of the bots and all this other stuff. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if he kind of tries to calm nerves, or, you know, do employees get a little bit more nervous about what Musk's plans are for the company? We'll see. Finally, a little bit of a break at the pumps this morning. Yes. Where are prices sitting at?
Just shy of $2.08, and looks like they're going to keep coming down a little bit here. I'm watching the wholesale refined price for gas come down on the markets, and that is a good trend indicator for what to expect at the consumer level for gasoline. So I think the average prices actually dropped back across the country a little bit. So maybe, just maybe, do we cross our fingers and say this is the start of a trend? We'll have to see. I don't want to go quite that far yet, Melanie, but a little bit of cheaper gas would certainly go a long way, again, to just kind of calming everything down just a little bit from a consumer spending standpoint.
Absolutely. Mike, as always, a pleasure. We'll talk to you again same time tomorrow.
Thank you.